Now I've heard the best way to clean grease off equipment is a steam cleaner. So I got one. Of course it's broken. This is the pump body that should be going here. It's missing valves, it leaked, there's some issues. Before I get to cleaning anything, I get to fixing stuff. Now this shaft is actually the piston of the pump, so I want to clean all that rust off it before I put it together. I wasn't going fast enough, so I'm going to take a worn out belt sander belt, flip it inside out, and try a wire brush as a drive wheel. There we go. That cleaned up pretty well. There's still a little roughness, but it's not too bad. I think we'll be okay. This pump uses this rope style packing. This is the old stuff, but when I got the unit, I got 2 bags of new packing. Hopefully one of these is the right length. Got the packing in, pump body mounted. Gonna tighten down this nut that holds in the packing. Gonna make sure everything still moves freely. Feeling a little bit extra drag, so I think that's probably good. You can always tighten it up if it leaks. As this wheel turns a crankshaft which slides this arm back and forth. That side is the water pump, that side is the diesel pump. So that fires the burner, and this puts out the pressure. In order to get this to pump water, I need check valves. And the previous owner couldn't find them. Let's see if they're a standard pipe thread. Yeah, that doesn't feel right at all. I had to actually buy the one-way valves here. I couldn't find any suitable replacements. Seeing as how that's what controls what goes in and out of this thing, it's probably a good idea to have ones that seal properly. But that's not the only thing I need, because I need to hook up these hoses. This is the water intake, has to go there, and this is the water out, which has to go here. So I went digging in my parts bin. I found an old heater hose outlet. I think there's a Mopar water pump one, but that is the right thread to go in and the right size for this hose. This is going to clean up the rust off it. That should seal well enough. Lower hose is on. Now I got to deal with the upper hose. Now this is a pipe thread going into a flare fitting. The only thing I had was a 45. The pipe thread fits, the flare fits, but the hose doesn't fit. But I don't see any reason this has to bend that far. I'm going to reconfigure this fitting and see if I can make it work. Now I'm going to thread this fitting straight in here. Now we got enough length on that hose. Got the water hooked up. Must have been some soap left over in there. Just a little bit. Looks like it'll shut off eventually. Got the power connected. Got the water connected. The water and soap seem to have settled down. Got my high pressure hose connected. The giant wand is connected. And I have a pile of grease I want to get rid of. Let's see how this all works. Alright, it's doing something. Nothing's come out this end. Oh wait, I hear something. It's doing something. Alright, we have foam. For some reason this stopped moving. The pump built up pressure and doesn't want to go anymore, which means something in the line is restricted. We definitely have pressure in there. Looks like the pressure stops at where this nozzle is. I'm going to fire up that pump again. Let me know if anything comes out here. Pump seems a lot happier. I'm going to let it flow a little bit and clear out any junk that might be in the line here. That water kind of looks brown a little bit. Let's take a look at this nozzle. I already cleaned out the nozzle some and there's still junk in there. So that was the issue, clogged nozzle. Let's try this again. That looks like it's doing something. We got fire. Looks like it's ready to wash on its own. That doesn't sound good. That's probably not good. We're just gonna plug this from a distance. Alright. That was interesting. Found the cap. Looks like it started to melt. And there's the unit it came out of. That flew quite a bit. Maximum 80 degrees Celsius. That probably is the reason for failure. This thing was only hand tight too. Not sure what's up with that, but I am definitely not putting it back in. Nothing here seems particularly tight. Well, let's revise this. Just noticed this warning says the fusible plug should be turned towards the floor. Apparently, there's supposed to be some kind of safety in this system that points downwards. I'm guessing by fusible plugs means if there's too much pressure or too much heat, it blows off the water pressure. There was nothing like that on it when I got it. I figure it goes without saying in most of my videos that most of the stuff I do isn't necessarily a good idea. I just try out stuff and a lot of times it goes wrong. In this case, when dealing with heat and steam, I really want to mention it. There's a lot of potential things that go wrong here. This isn't the kind of machine you want to take lightly. There is very real danger here. So I'm going to go ahead and add a safety valve that hopefully will keep it from having any major problems. I got the fuse plugs in. They sell them in a 6-pack. Looks like a regular piece of pipe, but with some kind of low melting temperature material in there. I'm also wondering, because of the H in the end, if you can pull these out and check to see if that end is melted to see how close you were to blowing it out. By the fact they sell them in a 6-pack, I expect these go out every once in a while. I got my fuse plug installed, so if anything gets too hot or too high pressure, that should blow out and just dump out the excess down onto the ground. Looks like everything's going well so far. Let's see if this valve does. There we go. The float wasn't floating. And I'm keeping the unit pretty far away from me. If anything goes wrong, I don't want to be close to it. All right, give it a shot. I'm expecting something should come out here. Last time this nozzle was clogged, so I'm going to remove it entirely and just let water flow out for now, make sure the water pump's working. Getting absolutely nothing. I'm going to take off the connection here and see if we have water coming out. Alright, we're having no water pumping. This pump is a pretty simple device. It's just a straight piston in and out, and then it has one-way valves top and bottom. This one only lets water in, that one only lets water out. So when the chamber expands, it should draw water in this one. When it compresses it, it should push water out that one. So we have either a bad valve or an air leak. I'm gonna try air leak first, since those valves are brand new. I'm just gonna tighten up this packing some, see if that does anything useful. Check out these valves. We definitely have water available, so the pump has something to pump. Do see a little bit of junk in there. Hopefully that's it. There we go. Apparently a little bit of debris in the valve was all it took. Let's button this back up. Hopefully we get some progress here someday. Now, let's see if we get anything out here. There we go, nice brown water. All right, we're getting somewhere. Not seeing any flames. Wonder if I'm out of diesel. It's down near the bottom. Let's add a little diesel. I know it's a red can, but I spray painted a D on it, so it's really a diesel can now. Let's see if we make some progress now. Apparently I'm walking the dirt. It was making pressure, but not really heat. Still no flames. I wonder if you have to bleed this like a regular injector pump when you run out of fuel. This right here is a fuel line that goes to the burner. I found a plug right on it. So I'm going to try popping that out. I just want to see if we really are getting fuel out of this, because it could be a problem with the igniter too. There seems to be fuel. Yep, that is definitely fuel. So we got fuel pumping. I'm gonna see, maybe that little bit of bleeding might have done it for me. Let me get a shot again. Oh, I see smoke. I think we might have fire. I'm just gonna stand back a little further.
It seemed like everything was finally working, and the water started to get nice and hot.
We appear to have fire. I don't know if I like this machine. It's been at least 5 minutes till I shut off all power to that, and it still seems to be on fire. We finally have steam. You can hear it. Sounds like it's still burning in there. Yep, there's flames in there. That's not really a good sign. I went inside for a cup of coffee. It's been about 20 minutes. It's still smoking a little bit, but I don't see any active fire. Now my theory is that this valve is putting out way too much fuel. I'm gonna give one more shot with that valve barely open at all. Alright, I think I hear flames already, and that valve is all the way closed. Yeah, something's definitely wrong with that valve. But I'm getting stuff out there, so let's try cleaning something. That was a little nerve-wracking. I didn't know that engine was green underneath. This is where I found the valve seemed to work pretty well. It is this close. There's closed. So pretty much you just crack it open a little bit, and that's where you need to be. Way over here is really big flame. Got some cleaner with it. We're going to try this in the tank. Start up the little drip feed system here. I have no idea how much. We'll find out if that's good or not. Well, that fired up instantly. I'm gonna let the pulse flow with the soap on it. This thing is cleaning pretty good. The water is hot. You can hear there's a little bit of hissing for the steam now. As it boils, it smooths it out a little bit. Seems like it's working okay. We got a consistent burn. You can see the heat ripples coming out of it. Looks about right. The combustion's not bad. There's no more smoke coming out. Soap is flowing. Water's flowing. It seems like it's operating the way it should, and I'm not having fun. I keep thinking about what's going to go wrong with this. With steam and heat, that could be bad. I think I'm just going to shut it down. It steams away for quite a while after you get done using it. This was a total oily mess before. It's a lot better now, and I can get to some of the parts I need to work on. That engine is way cleaner than it was before. A little bit got accomplished. And I still have my fingers and toes attached. I always thought a steam cleaner would be the greatest thing ever for washing stuff down. It does work better than a pressure washer, but not enough better that makes me want to deal with that kind of thing. Just makes me nervous to use it. I'm not sure if this is a fail or a win. I did get it working, and it does seem to be cleaning properly, but I hate using that thing. That is not fun. I know I could tweak it a little more and get everything working fine, but I don't like using it, and I don't want to work on it anymore. So I'm ending this video right here with a non-winning non-success. I almost have to call this one a fail. Let's turn this into an opportunity. Hey, Skipper. I do. I got something to trade you. It might. There's fuel in it. There's diesel in it. Just put another gallon in. Remember that steam Jenny? Yeah. I got it working and I don't like it.